Ziggity Zig back with more Tales from the Ladder. This is a game that goes between That Guy Griff and OBPR Destroier. You destroy everything you touch, destroy me. I'm not going to sing the rest of that because what usually happens when you put that up on YouTube is you get it taken down for copyright issues. That's why you don't sing, play music, or ever enjoy anything of a musical nature. But this is a game that Griff sent me after he placed in Season 2 and then hasn't placed for a number of weeks. There was no description to this one at all other than he had not played since his placement, and that is apparent in his playstyle. I'm not really sure. I think he's just sort of cutting it under a little bit. There is that looks like a Brazilian flag there as OBPR, so original player of Brazilian repute there. That's what OBPR, except it is a clan name, so you're not the original. How can you all be the original player? And, yeah, okay, that doesn't really make sense. Here's Griff. He's going to move his way down across the map. I'm going to take a look at kind of looking to see if there's any expansions, or just to make sure there's nothing going on in this rocky outcropping there. This is a really odd... No, I kind of see that, but this is... Really? You're gonna, like, forge FE and cover this wall? I suppose you have a better chance of covering it in this direction, but I think bottom of the wall right there, and then you can cover this area here. I do not know much about walls, but I do know that this is not one. So, meantime, Griff keeping his hands his hands close to his chest. His cards close to his chest. Keep a wrap under the hands, but I don't know. Does he see this guy within his base? No. OBPR is just on the outskirts, and he's gonna be all sneaky deaky. So there's some more sneaky deaky right there. Griff does not yet see that. He does see that his opponent does have a gateway just there, so that's cool. Nothing else going on. But meantime, this is going on. There is a pylon in Griff's base, now getting a little bit of gas there. Up here, there's no gas being obtained just yet by Destroyer. If you look over here at the EPM, it tells a pretty similar tale, so Griff just a little bit quicker, but sometimes this sort of tells you what sort of build that the player is going for. If they have a very fast build, it could be kind of a cheesy early rush push style thing. You could never really tell by the building placement what a player is going to do, because down here in, I believe this was... Griff is in Brown's league, but now trying to find a cheeky place to put. That's about as far as cheekiness. So he's got to run all the way. You're better off just staying in your own base, because you got to walk all the way around here. Unless that's going to be a. Oh wait a minute. That's probably, if this is a PvP. Yes, that's probably going to be an Oracle harass. There's the photon cannon. With the forge in behind the gateway. And all right, so it's going to be a late cannon rush where Griff has already got. Well, just the one unit right now, but I think no mothership core just yet. Meantime, there is the proxy pylon for Griff as well, but that first pylon is now down, so Griff's defense is... Oh, and that, once again, just out of range. Very lucky there, so still not moving anything out just yet, but now with the proponent of the Zealot, that is when he's going to see things. And there's Griff's... Oh, and I don't know if he's going to be able to take these out, because there is pylon number 1, and Griff does not quite have the space. There is another photon cannon and yet another pylon, so he can take out this pylon if he gets close to it, because this cannon is just outside of range, but now that this cannon is there, now he's in an awful lot of trouble. He's putting down 3 extra gateways. I'm almost wondering if maybe it's worth abandoning this base entirely, and perhaps... moving down to another base, because he does have... There is the mothership core is down with 52 energy, but the problem here is he does have the range units that he can take these out from getting any further, but this one cannon is definitely going to be far enough, close enough to do the damage, and then the Destroyer is going to move in just a little bit closer. Now, Griff does have his probes moved around. He's got another probe there. He's got a number of probes out on the base, but the problem here is that Griff does not have the means... He's just not continuing on with his build. He could put down his Stargate out there, but he's just choosing not to at the moment, so these encroaching photon cannons are going to continue in. There is actually very few pylons here, so once he actually gets a number of units, he seems to be working on 3 stalkers at the moment, which is going to be enough. That's yet another pylon towards the back. Destroyer is choosing to work on the Nexus as opposed to the worker supply. There's a couple shots at the workers, but that is about all that's going on there. Griff is steadfastly waiting for his units to come out, and now he's got the mothership core, the Guardian Shield, 2 stalkers. Here come the stalkers, and what are they going to do? They're going to go for the... Oh! And photon overcharge. I almost think maybe taking out this pylon right here could have been a little bit handy. Beaming, warping into the stalkers here, where they are within range of the cannon seems a bit questionable again, but here they go with a little bit more the basis of maybe a little bit more defense from the photon cannon, but just not quite cutting it. Yet another photon overcharge there, so now it's pretty much out of energy, and 3 more stalkers in range. Coming in behind this, we've got absolutely nothing happening down here. We do have a cybernetic score finally on the way, but if you look at the worker supply, the army supply is definitely in that guy Griff, so if he can hold this off, I'm surprised he can hold this off, because really this cannon rush should have destroyed him with how he was kind of reacting to it, and I think that's just done enough. And here come a few more units. Still has the mothership core hanging out in the back. I know you don't want to put it up against the front lines, but when you are really kind of out of resources at that time, getting the warp, not the warp, but the chrono boost in on the gateways in order to boost out some more units, because he is getting a little bit low in the monetary end of things. But now here's one gateway. You're gonna get 1 gateway because you have 1,000. There we go. So there's, yeah, getting the remainder of the 4 gateway. So here is a 3 gate turning into a number of units who are probably going to get destroyed down here. I think they'd want to kill off this one last pylon, and yes, with the range that they've got, they should be able to do that. They lose 1 zealot, a little bit of micro on that stalker, but now, what Griff has done is, for whatever reason, with Destroyer making now 5 gates and was not ready to make enough pylons, Griff is now expanding, has the means and wherewithal. I don't understand Destroyer. Destroyer is just not quite, there we go. So it was a cannon rush at kind of the low EPM end of things, and the average of 27. So this is a bronze game where, yeah, you can't win. You can, and that could have won. I'm glad it didn't, especially with the low APM. But now what Griff is doing is just going to move out, bringing with getting the... it's going to be... Okay, I'm going to move in out with a forge. This is the defensive cannons. Get enough gas right now, and if I know Griff, he's probably going to move towards something in the likes of Archons, so you'll see the Twilight Council pretty soon, if you don't already, once he feels that he's got enough units, but of course without really scouting. And I would say that with these sentries you could do a bit of a hallucination. Both of them have enough mana for hallucination, so he would be able to come in here and see that there is not really all that much going on for Destroyer. Oh, no, he's going to get a Robo-Bay. Oh, alright, I didn't see the Robo-Bay happening, but is he doing the Robo-Bay where I usually do the Robo-Bay? And yep, there it is, way over there to the back, where you usually want it kind of on the front, because that way you can get out your Immortals and or Colossus just that one little tiny bit faster. Getting the Chrono Boost out, so continuing on with... Oh, no, it's the... Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do that. Shift, Control-C. So there is the Worker Supply, is still in Griff's favor, moving its way up, so it's almost like everything just sort of got reset. Destroyer is a little bit out in front as so far as the, not so much income, but current amount of funds. So Griff keeping his funds pretty low. Still just the 1 pylon out here. Could move back to his proxy oracle play, because I think, yeah, even with all those forward cannons, there's a forge and no cannon. So 1 little oracle over here, and that would have done it. Here's 1 zealot moving in for Griff just to go in and check the 3rd. Not seeing any movement from his forward pylons, but the next thing he's going to do is get yet another gateway out here at the front. The income is slightly, it's actually doing alright, because I think Griff is just getting more of the gas. There are 2 additional 4 gases going down, so they're now both on 2 base. Tech-wise, just seeing +1 for both, but Griff started a little bit earlier, so the timing of this is going to happen pretty well, because if you can see up here, the tech is just about done for +1. He's also moving in with a forward probe. He's got just the 1 zealot, but I think the zealot probably met up with the remainder of these units, and he does have a pylon over here that he can warp in from, but that's not really going to do him much good, because as I said a while ago, it is a bit of a walk. But I think that was probably going to be sent there as... Oh no, they're there. That is going to be the forward pylon for the long walk all the way around all of these bases. Trying to move the way around. There is the EPM, and it's still definitely in Griff's favor, as there's no other things other than just going to make a whole ton of stalkers. No, here we go. There's kind of a little step up. So I think, actually, the army supply is now working in Destroyer's favor, but, oh, there we go. So, yeah, Griff's back up there, so that would have been poor timing, as it were, but now we got the forward pylon in the right spot, another forward pylon, so just pretty much ready to deny this third. But when you deny the third, the one thing that you want to probably be doing is taking a third yourself. Here's the observers, destroyers coming in to take a look and see what Griff is doing, but now you get a little bit of a battle just here in the middle. This Immortal is going to do pretty well if Griff can't tuck at it, but with the Guardian Shield and the fact that Destroyer has totally omitted the sentries in general, Griff could probably get a little bit of a force field coming down the wall, but no, it's just going to be Guardian Shield after Guardian Shield. More units moving in here. You get 2 more sentries or 3 more sentries, 2 more stalkers, and they're just going to move up, and that will... doesn't really want to fight on the ramp just yet, but now, okay, there we go. Another Guardian Shield is ready to go. Another Guardian Shield is ready to go. There it is. Going to take down this cannon, get in with the remainder of these units, and Destroyer was just not able to utilize all of the utilities that he had and advantages at his disposal, especially not that amount of money. Could have got a lot more down and a lot more units into this battle. Was floating just too many minerals, so this is a case of kind of a low EPM hurts you, especially if you go into a macro game. If you're ready for a macro game, you just need to kind of stay in behind it. He's catching up now, but the problem is that Griff is just too far ahead, doing really well. Both of them reinforcing, but at the same time, Griff is still moving his pylons forward, which is exactly what you want to do in an attack like this. And moving a little bit forward. It's making excellent usage, staying within the Guardian Shield there and just cutting down on that incoming damage. It's all of the Guardian Shields now, but it's only down to a very small unit structure. Can't even remember if that was Artosis pylon. He probably took out 2 pylons, but he was able to take out the cannons that were also in there. Cannot see up the ramp here, but he's not going to get force fielded out because Destroyer seems to be completely opposed to the concept of making force fields. Griff, however, here we go. We got a force field on the ramp, so his units cannot actually retreat, moving the zealots in to attack all of the probes. And there is the EPM, there is the income level. So while Destroyer was still getting an income off of his main base, was about to be mined out, and Griff totally destroying this expansion is what's going to take him out of the game. Destroyer, that is not that guy Griff, but they both do leave because it is the end of the game, and after the GG and they both leave in the end of the replay, that is the time when neither of them are playing the game anymore. Yeah. Well, that of course was sent by that guy Griff of Lime Not Lemon. Fame and fortune, more of the first, less of the second. You can check out more videos of that guy Griff and myself. I just happen to be in them over at youtube.com/limenotlemon. Leave me a comment down below. Send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ziggityzig. Send me in your replays if you have something interesting, if you have something cool, if you have something funny, if you have something at all, send it in. I'll try to cast it on a irregular basis on the Tales from the Ladder. Stay tuned!